Hello friends, today I take up a new topic on the eve of the Earth Day. Save Earth from environmental degradation. Every year 22nd April is celebrated as the Earth Day, and so I thought it appropriate to discuss about the environmental degradation, which is the hot topic in today's life. So my lesson plan includes why is it in the news, causes of environmental degradation, impact of environmental degradation, environmental management, greenhouse emission by different countries, composition of carbon emission in 2018 in India, and conclusion. So friends, I will talk one by one under these points to cover my lecture on the topic of Save Earth from environmental degradation. Friends, why is it in the news? As I have already told you that every year 22nd April is celebrated as the Earth Day throughout the world, and about 140 countries participate in this celebration. This celebration started since 1970 from United States of America. People are exhorted to use renewable source of energy like wind, water, the sun rather than fossil fuels like coal, oil and natural gas. People are also exhorted to save water because only 1% of drinkable water is available for humans. Although there are 4% water availability on the globe, but only 1% water is accessible to humans, and that's why water is very, very precious for our survival. Causes of environmental degradation. Before proceeding to the causes, let us know what is environmental degradation. Number one, depletion of natural resources. Number two, destruction of habitat. Third, pollution. And number four, extinction of species. So these are the four ingredients that are called environmental degradation. So friends, now let us start what are causes for environmental degradation. Number one, the environmental degradation started since the beginning of Industrial Revolution. And you see that because of the industrialization all over the globe. Secondly, deforestation. Third, extraction of minerals. Fourth, vehicular traffic. Fifth, use of fossil fuels like coal, oil or natural gas for production of energy. Landfills. These landfills are you can find in big cities where wastes are dumped into landfills, and these landfills causes pungent smelling around the area. Another point is natural causes. Natural causes means earthquake or storm or tsunami or volcanoes. So these are the natural factors that also causes degradation of environment. So friends, these are the important causes. And then overpopulation. Whenever there is overpopulation, it leads to overconsumption, and then environmental degradation starts. What are the impacts of environmental degradation? Number one, Burning of fossil fuels, livestock, farming and deforestation cause global warming on the earth, leading to change in the atmosphere and biosphere. Increase in greenhouse gases. What are the greenhouse gases? Now this is the chart that will show you methane, CH4, nitrous oxide, N2O or NO, carbon dioxide, CO2, ozone, O3, chlorofluorocarbon, CFC, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, SO2. These are the component of greenhouse gases. So increase in greenhouse gases are one of the important component for environmental degradation. Increase in the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. The graph will show you that how from 2007 onwards, you see that in 2022 parts per million, this is in 2007 it was 380 ppm. Now it increased to 417 ppm. So you see that human activities have profoundly increased carbon dioxide, a heat trapping gas level in Earth's atmosphere. Secondly, increase in the atmosphere by about 1 degree Celsius. Friends, as you know that since the beginning of industrial revolution, the temperature of Earth's surface increased by 1 degree Celsius. Now this graph will show you that in 1880 to 2020, the increase was 0.85 degrees Celsius. Sea ice extent. Arctic sea ice extent has declined significantly in all months since 1979, with September showing the largest decline. So what you see that the rate of change is 13% per decade, and this graph will show you how it is declining. Million square kilometer. And by this graph, it will show you that the rate of change is 13% per decade. Again, sea level increase by 8 inches in the last century. And this graph will show you that in 1995 to 2020, rise since 1993, it was 102 mm. Global sea level are rising due to global warming, with recent rates being unprecedented over the past 2500 plus years. Ice sheet, the Greenland and Antarctic ice sheets are losing significant amount of land-based ice as a result of global warming. And you see that since 2004 to 2020, 152 billion metric tons per year since 2002 are melting. Similarly, heating of ocean, thereby harming the ocean ecosystem. Friends, you know that on account of global warming, 90% of global warming is occurring in the ocean, with the result with the last decade and the year 2000 being the hottest. So this graph will show you that how the ocean warming or heating of ocean affecting harming of ocean ecosystem. This result into tsunami, a storm. Similarly, acidification. One of the important impact of environmental degradation is acidification, leading to the declining of the fish stock in the Indian River. And you see that through wind speed, SO2 and NO2 or NO is spread in the environmental, and then through rains, acids are incorporated into clouds, and then through rain, SO2 and NO are deposited in water that causes harm to fisheries and other aquatic animals. Ozone depletion acts as a screen against health, causing skin cancer, cataract, and because of the ozone depletion, there is a danger of increasing health hazards like cancer, like skin disease. Air, water, soil and noise pollution. Problem of disposal of waste material because of the soil erosion or land damage from heavy rainfall or disturbance on the topsoil. This tears down the composition of soil or land, and you can see one of the example is the riverine of Chambal, where lands or upper topsoils have been completely destroyed, whereby fertility of soil is gone forever. Similarly, water is polluted because of the dumping of waste in ocean and rivers, where people do not have the availability of drinkable water, and air pollution also causes insurmountable difficulties for human beings. Problem of disposal of waste material is serious matter, particularly in urban areas, and I have already discussed about the landfills, whereby wastes are dumped into landfills which causes pungent smells around the area, leading to numerous diseases. Again, soil erosion. 6,000 million tons of soils being eroded annually in India. 80 million hectares are adversely affected by soil erosion, salinization, on account of heavy dosage of fertilizers and pesticides in irrigated areas. Most of our soils are getting salinized, with the result that the productivity of soil is coming down, leading to food shortages. Desertification because of the overgrazing and deforestation and encroachment of forest for agricultural purposes. The desert area increased, particularly in Rajasthan and its adjoining areas. Deforestation causes surface and air temperature, moisture content and reflectivity. Reduction in biodiversity. Many of the medicinal plants are now extinct in our country. Many of our valuable organisms now are in danger of complete extinction. So we have to save our biodiversity. Environmental management. Number one, reduction in the emission of the greenhouse gases. And so, Government of India has laid emphasis upon renewable source of energy rather than dependent upon coal, oil and natural gas as a source of energy. Control population, the burgeoning population and resultant over consumption is another cause of degradation of environment, and that's why there is urgent need to control our population. Friends, as you know that southern states have reached now the target of 2.1 as total fertility rate fixed by Government of India. But northern states like UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, these are the states which are still having more TFR than the fixed target by Government of India. So there is need to control population. Environmental studies and research should get priority. People should be awakened about the need to preserve our environment. Masses should be educated. Again, the rigors of environmental impact assessment should be done to preserve biodiversity is a must and to maintain our ecosystem. These are the important components for environmental management. Friends, if our ecosystem is disturbed, this means that our environmental will be completely degraded. That's why there is need to conserve forest. So forest conservation and increasing its area is must. Now it is heartening to note that in our country, total 24.6% areas are now under forest cover. So the last 10 years efforts have now resulted a good sign of forest conservation and areas under forest cover has increased. Afforestation, those areas which are wasteland or hilly terrain, these areas must be afforested so that our forest cover must be increased. As per the international norms, 33% of the total area must be under forest cover. So now in our country 24.6% areas are under forest cover, and there is now need to increase further the forestation efforts so that the environmental degradation can be minimized. Protection of forest from natural hazards like wildfire is a must. From the diseases among animals, and so veterinary doctors should be deployed in the reserve forest or national parks, and animals should be treated in time. There should be ban upon overgrazing, scientific rotation of crops, recycling of metallic minerals. More areas should be earmarked for reserve forest, national parks and biosphere reserve, encouragement of social forestry. These are the important methods for environmental management. Efforts of Government of India to mitigate environmental degradation. Friends, Government of India did a lot of things to conserve our environment by way of several mission plans. 8 mission plans have been launched by Government of India, like reduction in energy consumption, and it has been estimated by energy audit that if we properly use our energy consumption, 40% of our energy consumption can be reduced. So Government of India started using LED. Then National Solar Mission. Thirdly, Nation Water Mission, National Mission for a Green India. By National Solar Mission, Government of India has completely focused upon renewable source of energy. National Mission for Sustainable Habitat, National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture, National Mission for Sustaining the Himalayan Ecosystem, National Mission for Strategic Knowledge for Climate Changes. These are the 8 mission plans by Government of India to upgrade our environment. Now, I switch over to another point, greenhouse emission by different countries. Friends, you might be astonished to know that China is the biggest emitter of greenhouse gases, followed by the US and India. Now this chart will show you that 27% of the total emission by world is emitted by China, then 11% by US and 6.6% by India, 6.4% by European Union, 3.4% by Indonesia, 3.1% by Russia, 2.8% by Brazil and 2.2% by Japan. Now the efforts of Government of India is to reduce our dependence upon coal, gas and oil for energy instead of non-renewable source of energy. Our focus is now on renewable source of energy like solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy, nuclear energy. Now 21% reduction in emission intensity already achieved by India. It has to be increased to 35% in the next 10 years. And this graph will show you that how Government of India has done excellent work. Number one, 21% reduction in emission intensity already achieved, to take it to 35% in next 10 years. Then renewables energy installed capacity increased by 226% in the last 5 years and stands at 88 gigawatt today. 24.56% of the total geographical area of the country is under forest and tree cover, increase of 15,000 square kilometers in last 6 years. And then India leapfrogged from Bharat's stage 4 to Bharat stage 6 emission norms in April 2020, 4 years in advance of target year. Renewable energy installed capacity in India increased by 226% in last 5 years, and in India increased 15,000 square kilometer forest area in last 6 years. Composition of carbon emission in 2018 in India: 41% CO2 emission is from electricity and heat generation. This graph will show you share of the different sector in the emission of carbon dioxide, and this graph will show you that how agriculture constitute only 3%, transport 13%, 34%, industries and auto producers 4%, other energy sources, and 41% for electricity and heat. So these are the components of carbon emission. 34% of carbon dioxide are produced from industries, while 13% from carbon. Conclusion: in India, 44% of energy is produced from coal, 22% from biomass and waste, and 22% from petroleum, 7% from natural gas. This pie chart will show you that the percentage of coal is 44% in the total energy production. Biomass and waste constitute 22%, petroleum and other liquids constitute 22%, natural gas 7%. So there is an urgent need to reduce dependence upon coal and petroleum products. More emphasis should be laid upon renewable source of energy like wind, solar, nuclear and hydro electricity. Reduction of greenhouse gases, biodegradation of our forest land is must for protecting our environment and thereby saving our planet from environmental degradation. So friends, we must focus upon the more emphasis upon renewable source of energy like solar energy, wind, nuclear, geothermal energies, rather than on traditional source of energy like coal, oil, gas. These sources are exhaustible. Moreover, these sources further pollutes our environment. So our effort should be for the reduction of traditional source of energy. Thank you very much.